prepare our bodies and lose an hour of sleep is health and science journalist Max Lugavere. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
This is always a scary night for morning news anchors on the weekends, right? Because we lose it and we lose our sleep. It's a real problem. First, we want to talk about food, though, because what you eat actually impacts how we spring forward. So what foods do you recommend?
Absolutely. So we all want to maximize our sleep, and so we've got some foods here that are going to provide the nutrients that do that. So on this side of the table, we have foods that are very rich in vitamin A. We've got sweet potatoes and we've got carrots, which are rich in the precursor to vitamin A. And then in animal foods like wild salmon, it actually provides a form of vitamin A that is plug and play for our bodies. And why vitamin A is so important is that it serves as a precursor to a protein that sets the master clock in our brain.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about the sardines here?
So sardines, these are rich in, actually you can also get some vitamin A in sardines, but over here in the middle of the table we've got foods that are rich in DHA fat. So DHA fat is one of the most important structural building blocks of the brain, and it's also important, they've shown in studies that when rats were deprived of this fat, they were unable to produce melatonin in their brains.
We wouldn't want to deprive the rats.
We wouldn't want to deprive the rats. But it's safe to assume that, you know, being mammals, that a similar thing would happen in humans, because we know how important DHA fat is for the brain. So eggs, sardines, and then we have plant-based forms, walnuts, chia seeds, and flax seeds.
Great. All right, let's move over to the next station here, because our bedtime routine, it's very important. If you do the wrong things during the day, you could be in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of people metabolize caffeine pretty slowly, and so you want to make sure that you're cutting your caffeine consumption to 2 p.m. at the latest. Everybody's different ultimately, but caffeine actually acts on your brain the same way that bright light does. And then over here we have a clock signifying 8 p.m. You want to curtail your food consumption to about 8 p.m. and not eat for a few hours before you go to sleep, because that can disrupt the clocks in your periphery, in your body.
Got it. It's giving you energy, keeping you awake. Let's talk about the light we take in, and this is tough because everybody wants to check their phone before they go to bed, and they're watching TV, looking at screens, and you say that's a problem.
Yeah, and I'm guilty of it too, of course, but the problem is bright light emitted from our laptops, from our e-readers, from our smartphones, from our TVs, all trick our brains into thinking that it's daytime when it's not, so it hinders the reparative and restorative aspects of sleep. It can make it harder to get to sleep, and actually what researchers have shown is that by wearing blue light blocking glasses before sleep, you can actually mitigate some of that blue light induced suppression. So I always recommend, limiting your use of devices before bed, and if you have to use your devices working into the wee hours, then ever-colored glasses are great.
I've actually tried some of these, and I thought it worked if you use it consistently.
Yeah, I mean, for 2 to 3 hours before bed. They sound gimmicky, but they can work.
Got it. All right. We're okay with gimmicks here at GMA every now and then. Max, thank you so much. We appreciate it.